clearly technology is a huge part of the workforce ecosystem. But what considerations should business leaders and HR professionals be aware of when integrating technology into an organization to support their workforce ecosystem?
Yeah, so we write a whole section on this, a whole chapter, and we really came up with, well, first of all, technology is a huge topic overall, right? And when we really contemplated this, we broke it down into what we thought were 5 broad categories that really need to be considered across the spectrum of your workforce ecosystems. And I'll just step through that, David, just to give you a quick, snapshot of what those 5 categories are. And because they have different purposes. The first one is what we call work tech. And that's the technology that's really driving productivity, automation, collaboration. These are the tools we use to do our work. Think spreadsheets, think diagnostic tools if you're a medical practitioner. And I would put generative AI or chat GPT specifically going to be in that category. We're just at the beginning of that. The second one is around workforce tech. And these are the systems that help manage workforces and help workers. So traditionally, this has always started in HR, but they're going in kind of 2 different directions. They're going more expansive with HR technology. Think Workday and Vindley have come together. Now that's managing both internal and external workforces. And you have a whole range of technologies that are helping HR functions get their arms around the total workforce beyond the traditional HCM systems. And we're also, the second part of that is, of course, as Liz described with Cisco or many others that are trying to put a unified way of orchestrating internal and external workforces. They go right to the topic of technology. How are we going to connect the systems from procurement, from HR, and from other places in the organization to really get a total view of the workforce? The third category is what we call workplace tech. And this was obviously, popularized during the beginning of COVID and the pandemic. Zoom, you think about Microsoft Teams, but every one of the technologies that were emerging before the pandemic and are going to continue to advance to really unify and integrate physical and virtual work and make teams more productive in the collaboration. The fourth one is an interesting one, and I see this already starting to become a really key concern of our clients, is credentialization and verification tech. Now, ChatGPT, or generative AI, is going to layer on a whole new level of dimension to this, which we're already seeing. But these are the ones that are really helping organizations truly verify who the workers are, what skills they have, what career experiences they have, and then really, have more assurance around where they can be deployed across the organization and represent the business. So this one is going to be huge, I think, but it was already something that is super important, just with the external workforce, as well as the internal now overall. And then the last one is where technology is actually the participant in the workforce. And we've talked about that. It could be an augmentation tool, but it also can be any technology that is performing work and maybe performs as a digital FTE and needs security and access, or an RPA bot. So this has been, all of these convergence of technologies have been coming together, and it's, again, not a simple answer, but we tried in the book to really frame out 5 key categories, all of which have relevance to the workforce ecosystem.
In this series, we will be speaking to a range of senior leaders who are pushing a data-driven and digital HR agenda. Make sure that you subscribe via your podcast app of choice and also via our YouTube channel for free and regular interviews with the digital HR leaders of the future.